This architectural style, we call it, it doesn't really have a name. It's like an American suburban traditional, okay? Hodgepodge of craftsman, colonial, revival. It's just mixed up, okay? It's just completely mixed up. In the 80s, very popular. That's what they built, okay? Here's the curb appeal. Here's your entrance. The entrance comes out from here. That's when she opens the door. You're going to see that. Here's the staircase going up. You have a huge grand room on this side. That's your formal living space. Very high ceilings, very lit also. There's a lot of natural light coming into this room from, 3 different exposures. You have a bay window on this side, double height ceiling here. And on the previous one, you have a little extension of the property that sticks out, so it brings natural light from here and also from the kitchen window somewhere down here. Here's the dining room. I like the fact that the dining room really connects to the kitchen really easily. There's a step down annoyance over here, which makes me feel like maybe it was expanded at some point. Here's the kitchen area. It has a little bay window for breakfast nook. Here's your family room, a little tight. And that's the backyard. And here's your kitchen. The kitchen seems kind of L shape, right? It doesn't have that volume, but it has the most basic finishes. Like they just renovated it with quartz countertops and maybe painted some old cabinets, right? And stainless steel appliances to kind of give it this more expensive look, right? Very, and subway tiles on, as the backsplash. Very low end finishes, but appropriate for the neighborhood. I would say middle class starting, great for first time buyers. Now here's the front entrance coming in. You see it has tile floors. Here's a powder room or a shower somewhere, probably downstairs. Here are the stairs coming up. Now pay attention. This is a bonus room that she's converted. I'm very proud of her. Okay, you're going to see it in the video where she's put a door over here and added an extra bedroom because it's being advertised as a 4-bedroom when she bought it, but she's got 5 now, okay? Now, here is, I believe, her bedroom. Okay, I think this is the primary bedroom. Yes, it is. It's got a bay window, and that is the bathroom for the primary bedroom. It's got a walk-in closet, pretty good size. Here is I think there's an office downstairs. This seems to be the lower floor because you can see the bushes down here. And then this is a bedroom upstairs, second floor. Was that the same room? Wait a minute. Yeah, that's the same room. Okay. And then we have another bedroom. I think this is the other bedroom facing the front of the house, right? The street side. So it has 2 big bedrooms. And here's a guest bedroom downstairs. Okay, here's your backyard. You can see architecturally, it's just a complete whack job. You got a bay window and an extension over here. Really old facade. Really pretty ugly, if you ask me. Now, the lot is around, I think, more than 10,000 square foot. It's got a good frontage. We're going to talk about the setbacks and everything. It's got a decent backyard, no swimming pool. And about halfway through your backyard, it starts sloping up. This is the way it looked like when she purchased it. Again, the backyard seems underused. Like maybe they had a dog and they were worried about coyotes, so they fenced it off. It seems like it has a lot of potential. Let's see if she's done anything with it. Yeah, you see all this wasted area. Now let's get the show started. Let's watch a home tour together and see what she's done with the property.
Hey guys, it's me, Tara, and this is a long-awaited house tour.
Okay. I don't know anything about her. My, creative director sent me this video. He said she's very, very famous in the, 20 range group. And she's Persian. She's Iranian. Born and raised here in America. To me, she looks like Mila Kunis, but the Iranian version of her, okay?
Come on in. So when you first walk in, you see a picture of the 2 dogs that live here. It's Sugar and Charlie.
Okay, I'm a little worried right off the bat, and because of the cheetah frame. It's just not the frame. She's wearing cheetah pattern shirt, headband. There seems like a lot of cheetah going on. Now, you guys don't know this, but there's a subdivision, subgroup of Iranians in Iran we call cheetahs or palang, okay? They have a lot of makeup. The lips are like injected out really, really big with the hair that puffs out and the scarf goes above it. It's crazy. And she's not there yet. I don't even think she's ever been to Iran, but she's showing symptoms. She might be in transition. She might be metamorphosing to one and she doesn't know it. Let's see if this is affecting her design aesthetics inside the house, okay?
We have a skull that I know it's not Halloween, but sometimes there's some candy in it and sometimes it gets really messy and my keys just go in there. But right now, it's these little caramels that actually, growing up, my grandmother used to always have in her purse. These like Werther's. And they're so good. And we have a mirror. Hi! And we have the campaign I just shot for Urban Decay. Fun little foyer area.
Okay, very good. We don't have an external wow factor. We do have an internal wow factor because you have this formal living space to your left that has really high ceilings. And the staircase is very cookie cutter. But again, I like the fact that it's kind of packed in. It creates a little foyer. It goes up. She hasn't done anything with the floors. Those tiles are really butt ugly. But she bought this property for around 1.5 million. And we got to be careful if it's actually worth spending money on this property to renovate it. Does it make sense, or is this more of a like a, let's cash flow this, rent it out, and make money off of it again? So I'm not against that she hasn't done this. Some properties you shouldn't fix up, right? It's much better to invest your money buying another one.
Then when you look to your left, it's the living room.
Oh my God. Okay, she's definitely got the gene. I think if all Iranians have this palang, cheetah gene. And by the way, it doesn't have to be cheetah. It could be tigers, zebras, like any animal print, okay? Her gene seems to be dormant, but it's activating. This is actually this is the first time I'm seeing one in transition. So if you're a fan of her, you can bring her to the authorities to analyze what's going on with her, so we can study and kind of cure this disease within our Iranian community. It would be wonderful. But she's definitely transitioning right now. This is definitely worse looking than when she bought the house, okay? I don't know what she's going for. Maybe she doesn't even know. I think the gene was benign. Now it's starting to produce proteins and the RNAs, and she's getting that through kind of closing, but we haven't seen the makeup and the lips explosions and everything else. So there might be time to save her.
I have a Persian rug because I'm Persian and I needed one in my house. Jaguar table. This is actually from the 80s. And I remember when I first got this house, for like months before when I was house hunting, I was looking for this Jaguar table on like Facebook Marketplace, and they were all so much money because it's technically like an antique, I guess. It's from the 80s. And I found one like the day I moved in, and it was one of the first things I ever put in this house, and I love this table more than anything. It feels so like 80s rock and roll and just fun.
Well, the house is not... the house is this traditional suburban house, and she's trying to put her flair into it. But let's talk about how she's utilizing the space, okay? I actually think she's making a space in the house that is completely unusable for today's living usable, which you gotta pay respect. She's actually put a DJ set over here and is turning it into a kind of a club lounge. Now, it doesn't go with... stacked stone fireplace and the trim around the fireplace. There's a little bit of like a gothic element she's playing off. It's not really landing, but she's trying, she's trying. And the whole, palang leopard thing, it seems to be everywhere in her style and all the elements she does. So let's see how else she's kind of improved this space or destroyed this space.
This right here is the newest addition to the living room. Do I love it? No, but was it necessary? Yes. I've been taking up DJing, as a lot of you know, and I would literally DJ off my pool table in the other room, and it was a mess all the time. So we got this little setup right here. It's not the best thing in the world, but it does the job, and like from afar, it's not really that cluttered, and it just looks like, I don't know, like a little corner of my house, so it's fine.
Putting a DJ setup in the bay window actually kind of allows the formal living space to be the dance floor and people can dance and stuff. So again, the placement is actually not bad, but it's quite a statement. It's a very heavy statement. And let's see if she continues that through the other room, or there's a transition, or this is just like one-off here,
Connected to the living room is the dining room. And I go like this because in my dining room, I have a pool table. I never wanted my house to feel super duper traditional. It's not like I sit with my family, because I don't really have a family that lives here, and like have dinner or like host dinner parties. Like that's not my forte. My forte is having a pool table that I would DJ off of. And now it's just the pool table.
I love it. I don't think this affects the property value at all. First of all, the pool table is not bad. There's another extra annoying step over here. I love the fact that this formal living space and the dining room connects to the kitchen, okay, for resale value. She's not obviously using it that way, but I think this flow is actually pretty good. The house seems to have a very, very good flow. Overall, I love the fact that she's actually going to use this space. I think one of my big theories in real estate and residential space, when you're laying out, setting it up, trying to use every single space in your property, because ton of times people buy properties and they only use like 10-15% of the house. They go to their bedroom and they come to the same spot and go back, and the house is like 5,000 square feet. So she's giving this place utility for her age, her whatever she likes to DJ. I'm sure she likes to party. So go on. Like, she's doing absolutely amazing. I think changing that wallpaper for resale value, you definitely want to do that if you ever want to sell it. But it's not going to be that hard, right? She's not fundamentally changing anything, and she's not overspending on renovations that would not give her money back.
Over here, we have the pool table stuff. What are those things called? The sticks. Is that what it's called?
Cute.
The cues. I just learned what it was called. Very good. I called them pool sticks. We have that over here. We have this little telephone booth. People always ask me if it works. It can, but I don't have a landline. So it's just for show right now. In this corner, I have a little cuck chair, just a chair, so people could watch people play pool.
See, I'm telling this, that still counts as a palang or a cheetah. It's just, a zebra print. Now, what I'm worried about here is side setbacks, okay? You can see that's neighbor's house. That's your setback. I'm, again, guesstimating here. I don't think it's more than 5 feet, maybe even less, maybe 3 feet of setback. That's not ideal. Again, this is a suburban area. I'm not surprised, but definitely not a manor, as she calls it. It's, a suburban home, traditional suburban home.
Over here is by far one of the most random cool pieces that I have in this room.
Okay, I actually think this is the probably nicest thing she's shown in the house. It doesn't go with the leopard prints at all. It's very new age, pop art. Cool though. It's like customized for her.
Connected. We have the kitchen. Let's close this door because it's humiliating how embarrassing my pantry is. I'm a very, very not so organized person. You guys will learn very quickly from this video. That's my favorite part. It turns on when I knock. It makes me feel very fancy. Turns off when I knock. Oh yeah, I got that brought up.
Okay, so this is one of the things that they renovated with the house, and it's so easy to kind of trick the buyers with the appliances to give that illusion of new and completely renovated when a lot of things in this house is not renovated.
Pictures. I have like pictures from parties. I have little notes.
Yeah, these cabinets are for sure really, really old. You can tell from the hinges, they don't even make these hinges anymore. I don't think they do. These cabinets could be straight up from the 80s, like when this house was built, like 40 years old.
The kitchen is a place I don't spend much time in. If you guys know me, I'm not a very good cook. The only thing I really cook is breakfast, and then I just give Sugar his food. Other than that, I don't really spend much time in here.
Okay, the windows are probably original to the house. I think these are straight up from the early 80s when they built this property. Again, that's a big cost, by the way. If you're renovating a house, you really want to pay attention if you can salvage the windows or not, because it's not just the cost of windows, it's how long it takes, the installation, if you have to reframe headers. It's a very big expensive cost changing windows or not.
Over here we have the kitchen table. Again, I don't have a dining room table. I just want it to be really chill, so sometimes I eat here. Yeah.
Okay, I think one thing she could renovate, okay, that would actually add value to the property and shouldn't cost too much is doing a built-in over here, because she does have a small kitchen. It's not that big. It's kind of an L-shaped kitchen. I'm glad it has a pantry. We didn't see how big it was, but for the size of this house, 3,000 square feet, not a big deal. But this is sticking out. Horrible color. I don't know why she's going with black. I think there's certain things she can do with this house that she still hasn't after a year living, and no pressure, okay, but it could add value. Just I'm thinking how much money you would spend to get the most out of it. A built-in breakfast nook here is a no-brainer. It will make the space bigger, and it would just create this little cozy space that you will spend a lot of time in, okay?
Over here, it's like a drink station. I have tea, my ice maker, which is my baby child, and all I eat is... I missed my mouth. So I made a mess, but...
That's gonna melt. It's not good for your hardwood floors. I think those are actual hardwood floors. Now let's talk about them while she's destroying them. Easy fix. You got to restain it. And you know what's in. It's white oaks, right? It's easy. You don't need to be super trendy with this house. It's probably going to go out of style in the next 4 or 5 years, but it's been sticking around for a long time. Easy to do. I think that would immediately freshen up the house and make it look much, much better.
Over here, I like to call it the more chill living room. Like, it's not that like fancy living room. It's like the more chill one that we actually spend time in, because this room has a TV. So one thing about me is like, I didn't want to put a TV in every room. I didn't want it to feel like that. I wanted to feel like people could socialize and talk to each other. So this room has a TV, because if it didn't, I feel like that would be a crime.
Okay, the color palette is all over the place. You got this really light brown, kind of tan, and then you got the stack stone, and then you got black walls or dark navy. Again, and then green. I think overall, again, very poorly designed and renovated or decored, shall we say. What I like about it is at least she's not wasting money on it. Like, it's not like, oh my God, I've lost a lot of money. I've committed so much and it didn't come out right. Having said that, because she's a content creator, she could get a lot of tax write-offs here. So if she spends a little bit more wisely, make her house look better, I think she gets a write-off for the year. So because she's using the space to create content every day, and that's a total write-off. Again, check with your accountant, I'm pretty sure.
Over here we have the backyard. I don't know if we should go in it. It's really, really hot, but I'll give you a quick thing. Dog poop, turf, place to smoke. Another place to smoke.
It's a very good investment, and she's getting a lot for her money. I mean, 10,000 square foot lot. Look at that backyard, and 3,000 square foot home, 4 bedrooms, which I think she's converted to a 5-bedroom. So as an investment, you really got to give it to her. Okay, forget about the interior design stuff, and I don't think she's overcommitted to any of this. That would like be a no way back from it whatsoever. These are very, very cosmetic stuff. As an investment point of view, great. I didn't buy something like this when I was 25. I bought a 2-bedroom condo, which a single family home would have given me way better returns than a condo. And it seems like the house has potential. Now, she's bought it in 2024, which is not the best time, but let's see what she's doing with the property and what her plans are and see if she's in the right track. But as an investment, so far good. Like, no complaints.
I wish I had a pool. That's the one complaint I have about my house, is I don't have a pool, but I usually just use my parents' pool because they live down the street.
Okay, let's talk about the pool and the privacy. Very private. You see how I told you guys in the beginning of the video that the lot kind of goes up at the edges and it's walled in. So you're kind of sunk in. Very, very private, considering she's a public person, right? At the same time, I don't think it makes sense to put a pool here. Pools have become so expensive, probably $200,000 to, dug it out, all the equipment, at least I would say $200,000. And I don't know if she would get the return for it. Okay, it's just not there. Maybe a jacuzzi, but a pool, I don't think it would pencil in at the price she's bought it.
This is the bar. This is a place where I spend my time before I go out. We have ring for beer. It's a little flask that says yummy juice. We have a Red Bull fridge. Thank you, Red Bull. And it's full of Red Bulls all the time, so you're never ever tired at Yummy Manor.
Okay, this is really disappointing that the developer, the person who lived here before, didn't do this counter. Come on. You did all the freaking kitchen, that court. You could have bought, half a slab more and took care of this too. This looks, again, it really shows the age of the property. This color, again, brown, black, and white, not going at all. Again, anything but black would have probably landed, and this didn't. This would have been a great place to do a wallpaper, for example. Again, she's to me, she comes across as a rock star, kind of like a cool chick, earrings, tattoos, or posters. Like, you could have done some cool, 80s rock posters if that's what she's into. And again, she just painted it black. No character, no vibe.
Roundabout, we have a Harry Potter closet, which it's just junk, so no worries there.
Okay, this is important. The space under the staircase, storage comes handy. Fine. A lot of people use it as at least the beginning part of it as a coat check hanger, right? And then it opens up. There's like a false door at the end of it where you put the suitcases and everything else.
This little corner is a corner that people have fallen off of quite a bit right here. This and this over here. These stairs in my house, I think every single person that's come to my house has fallen off of these stairs at least one time, because it's just like so easy to miss. Like, why is there a level here? I don't know, but this is why I call my house a 3-story house, not a 2-story house, even though it's just a 2-story house. I want it to feel bigger.
That's funny. But okay, this little nook right here where the intake for the AC was, that's an opportunity to do something. Again, I think one of the elements that whole formal living space with the leopard and the DJ thing is not really landing. It's a one-off. And there's no transition to another space. Like this area, she could again do some sort of a poster. She needs to kind of define the space before the bedrooms and the kitchen and the living space to be a little bit more cohesive. I think that's a great area to set up a low bench, maybe a coffee stand, bunch of her magazines there. Someone can sit down, put their shoes on before they leave, give it a little character. She hasn't done that. Again, very easy to do.
In here we have the guest bathroom, which the guests use if you are staying as a guest in my house or if you're just downstairs. Right here I have a bathroom guest book. Now it's probably piss covered because, and as I touch my face, that's really good. That's really great, Tara, you're disgusting. But basically when people come to the bathroom and they decide to take a big old dookie at my house, they get to fill it out.
Oh my God, that's a horrible idea. So while they're like they grab the pen with their hand and they start like writing and then they put it back and then they wipe themselves. This is like, come on. This is disgusting, dude.
From the guest bathroom, we're gonna go into the guest room. Lots of people have spent the night in here. I feel like usually I'm like if I'm out with my friends, I'll be like, it's fine, I have a guest room, just come sleep over. This is where they stay. I would say it's the most neutral room in the house. It's very like hotel vibes. And that's what I wanted when I got this house is I was like, I think I want the guest room to feel pretty neutral. Like I don't need like leopard print walls in here.
Dude, I'm not getting hotel vibes whatsoever. I'm getting like, I haven't decorated this room yet, okay? Again, the prints continue. There's again, zebra print on the bottom. What I care about is a bedroom separated from the bedrooms upstairs. Great. For guest bedrooms, office, that separation. You don't want them in your space. You want them on the lower level. They could, leave or come in without you noticing upstairs and getting in your business. Great.
Laundry room. Not very exciting. Gonna skip it. And then we made our way very much around the house. So now we come to the stairs. And when you first come into the house, you see my Playboy photos on the wall. That's like the first thing you see when you walk in. Up here, the outfit I wore is actually framed, which I got so lucky and they let me keep it. They said they don't let many people keep it. So thank you, Playboy, for letting me do that. From up here, it's actually so like pleasing to see that leopard print matches the leopard print in the living room.
What is it? Oh my God. I bet she's Googling, like she's watching this video and she's like, what is palang? What is happening to me? She's calling her doctor. Mommy, dad, calling her parents. What is this palang situation in Iran? You guys never told me I have this disease. Mom, were you a palang growing up too? It's okay. It's okay. You're doing fine. He's only 25. Could be a phase. Get it checked out though.
All right, this is Tariani's room. I feel like I'm like out of breath going through my house. This is a room you guys see very, very often in the background of my videos, and it's usually a fucking mess. But today it's clean. On this side of my bed, we have Sugar's stairs. We have this little thing that always freaks people out. It's like a face mask for like, I feel like Iron Man in this, but it's apparently good for your skin, so when I remember to do it, I use it. This is a very funny piece of my room. I got this on a shopping spree that Jake took me on for a video, and I've never unplasticed it. I call it my suffocating Hello Kitty, and I feel like it's a little bit of an OCD thing I have. I don't know why I haven't unwrapped it. I feel like one of those grandmas that keeps a fancy room in their house with plastic cover wrapped. If you know, you know.
I think she's having an awakening. I think she's... Yeah, I know these people too. There's a good population in Iran and even the Chinese, a lot of Asian countries. They like to keep it wrapped and they just don't unwrap it because it would ruin it. I think she's again, I think a lot of things happen when you're 25. For me, I bought my first house around that time and I started asking very fundamental questions for myself. Age 25 is kind of like, I think for humans, or at least our generation or last generation, is that first awakening. And then your second one is your like midlife crisis. I think she's going through that. I think a lot of things are starting to make sense to her. She's maturing, right?
We have a kiss couch. Love it. Sugar's toys, Harry Styles pillow, Sugar when he was a baby. Over here we have my vanity where I do my makeup. This is my bathroom. This was a huge selling point of this house when I got it. I really wanted a big bathroom. Double Jack and Jill sinks for me and no one because I'm lonesome.
That's not Jack and Jill. That's double vanity. Jack and Jill is like if your bathroom was sharing a door with another bedroom. This is all yours, sister. This is primary, all yours. Again, it doesn't seem like she's done any work over here. Old cabinets, old marble. Seems like they've spent a little bit of money on the marble at some point, maybe in like 90s. But overall, again, it's just dated, very dated, but great space. A lot of room, very comfortable.
This shower is the only thing in this house that I've renovated since I've moved here. So I couldn't use the shower. I was using the downstairs shower for a while because this whole this whole area of my bathroom was completely renovated because it was so old and like rickety that it wasn't even like able to use, and there was like mold under it and shit like that. So
she probably found that out in the request for repairs and she probably got a discount for it. Maybe she didn't, but I'm making an assumption. But this is really ugly. Only reason why I think, again, I'm putting my Persian hat on, and how would a Persian think? Like, these have all the plumbings inside of them, so it will bring your plumbing costs lower if you use these kind of ugly shower heads setups, and it has body wash as well. So I think the reason they use it is they didn't want to overspend on it, because otherwise they had to open up, change all the plumbing fixtures and everything. And I think putting this ugly thing actually saved them a lot of money. I could be wrong, but that's my assumption. Overall, it doesn't improve the bathroom whatsoever at all to me in my book.
That's my room. I feel like in my head this was longer and more interesting, my room, but this is it. Let's go to my office now. This office kind of feels like a trip down memory lane. I have a lot of like memorabilia, like Tara Yummy memorabilia in here. I actually don't come in here very often. I feel like I work in the living room, but a lot of work stuff happens in here. So I have like, this is like from a Tarte trip I went on. People always wonder why I have this pillow. It's from a Tarte trip.
Okay, that doesn't matter if she comes here or not. If she's designated for work, I think as far as tax write-off, she can add this square footage and deduct it from the 3,000 square foot that she has. So again, if you're not using it, putting your work stuff there counts, I believe. Check with your accountant. I'm not a tax advisor.
Come here. This room right here is my roommate's room. He's not on the internet and he's currently working from home, so we're not gonna go in here. But he's in here. Hi. Hello. Just wanted to say hi. Okay, bye.
This is brilliant. She's house hacking it. She's so Persian of her. Good job. Like, again, at age 25, she's bought it like a $1.5 million home. She's hustling. She's getting tax write-off from the government. She's renting out the room. I bet you she's getting at least, again, I think this room, I don't know if it shares a bathroom or not. Probably minimum $1,200, maybe $1,250. Amazing. It pays for her mortgage, especially with mortgage rates being really high right now. I'm assuming from my research, she's got about $1 million loan on it, which means she's put a pretty good size down payment. So when the mortgage rates come lower, she can refinance and maybe even pull some money out for her next property. But I think her payments with property tax and everything should be around $7,600 with insurance and everything. There you go. That's like $1,200 of it gone, like less. And remember, you still have the tax write-offs as well. And depreciation. Like, you're going to get to depreciate this property because you're renting it. Forget about the $1,200, right? The fact that it's a rental property now and you get to depreciate this asset in an area where land is actually not that expensive. The most of this cost to this property is the structure, and that's the only part of the property that you can depreciate. The structure, the fixtures, that stuff is brilliant. Really smart. Very, very smart. Very Persian of you. Good job, Tara.
Here is my roommate's bathroom. They share it, and Sophia decided to make it all pink, so my poor guy roommate has to, but that's okay. It was their decision, so.
Oh my God, look at this bath. Disgusting. At least the counter is some sort of decent, but this bathtub looks disgusting. And the pink, poor guy. Now, one of the most important elements here, you got to pay attention how much you can actually charge per bedroom here, because I think you have 4 bedrooms up here. Remember, there's a bonus room that she's converted, okay? Now, we're going to see that right now. And this over here, you have 3 bedrooms that are going to share this bathroom, I think. Let's see the other room. If that's the case, that's one of the biggest flaws. If you had another bathroom up here, it would have been much, much better. So if I was looking at this, I would have seen if there's available plumbing behind this wall, what's happening behind this wall in this room that we're going to go see next. And if you could extend it, if it's possible, if there's other plumbing around somewhere there to build another bathroom. So you will have 2 primaries and this bedroom and the office would share this only. I think that would increase a little bit of value and actually make it more appetizing to families, which are the biggest demographic who would be interested in purchasing this house or renting it in the future.
And last but not least, we're gonna go check on my roommate, Sophia. Her room is there's not really a word for it, so let's just go check it out. Sophia?
Okay, this is the one that converted. Did you guys remember the old pictures I showed? It was open. It was like a bonus open area upstairs living. She's closed it and she's renting it. Brilliant.
No privacy in this bitch. Hi! We'll do a little overview because this room's kind of kooky.
Oh my God. What the hell is going on here? This is holy moly. Okay, I don't even know where to critique the decor, but there's definitely a tiger somewhere here. But mind you, now she's getting rent from 2 bedrooms. Amazing. Again, I bet you this room, if the other room, which was smaller, was getting $1,200, she's getting at least $1,500 on this one. So maybe $1,600, $1,700, somewhere around $3,000 she's just pulling off rent. And probably the more important part is that she gets to qualify this property as a rental property and depreciate it. Because if she was just living there herself, I don't think she could have done that. But when you rent it, you get these appreciated depreciations. I think Trump just increased it to 100% this year. So huge tax write-off for her taxes in 2025, I guess.
What you see from outside of my house, and people are like, whose room is that? And I'm like, this is my roommate's room. And Sugar is drinking Charlie's water. We have no privacy in this house.
It's not a room. There you go. See, that's the problem. You see why everything is hanging? Because this was a bonus room. It doesn't have a closet. And that's why it wasn't advertised in the Zillow listing as a 5-bedroom. It's a 4-bedroom. I think this is an opportunity to give this room a bathroom, a closet, because it's massive. It's really, really big. If you can find where the plumbing is around the house and find a cost-effective way to add a small bathroom and a walk-in closet to this room, brilliant. I don't think, considering it doesn't even have a closet and you have to hang your clothes like this, I don't think she gets more than $1,500 on this in LA. If she is, good for her. But overall, she's just house hacking it like a pro. Good job. Okay, let's give it an Arvin score. Location, still gonna give it a 3.5, okay? Lot quality, you got 10,000 square foot. I would say probably 80% of it flat. I'm gonna give it a 6. Lot utilization, you don't have a private driveway, but you had a good setback away from the street. It was also a little bit perched up. Your backyard was really big. I mean, you had a lot of setback with your neighbors from the backside. It was a different elevation as well. Your side setbacks were pretty weak. I think this is as average as it gets. I'm gonna give it a 5. Privacy, end of a cul-de-sac, perched up from the street. You can't really see from the street inside, and it's stepped up away from the house. Your side setbacks were the worst. Your neighbors can definitely hear you, but there's no line of sight to your backyard, and that's a positive. So I'm going to give it a 6.5. Lot orientation, you're south facing. If you're in the northern hemisphere, you want to be south facing. You're going to get the most amount of natural light coming. That's just the way it works, right? So this house is going to be lit. It had a lot of windows, right, to capture the light coming in. And you were also a little sunk in, so you maybe some of the house during some hours, the houses next to you would block the sun, and for that reason, I'm going to give it an 8.5. Architectural style, I'm going to give it a 4, and I'll tell you guys why. The front was very typical America, like there was as average as it gets, right? Suburban average. The back facade was really ugly. I mean, the indentations and coming out, bay window on one side, and then they had that overhang. If you get rid of that, stucco and try to decorate it maybe with some shutters and sidings and kind of make it more look like the front, I think you can get closer to a 5, but you're not there. Views. It's not a view property, so it's going to get a 0. Layout. The flow downstairs was really good. You had 3 bedrooms upstairs, but you didn't really have a wow factor when you walked in, and you missed the bathroom upstairs. I'm going to give it a 6. Scale and volume. I think it's as average as it gets. It's the perfect 5. You had some portion of the house with great ceiling, like with a wow factor when you walked in. That great room had really high ceiling. And also your primary bedroom had good ceilings, but there were parts of the kitchen and the living room that had really low ceilings. I think it's a 5. Finishes. Don't let the quartz subway tiles and the kitchen appliances fool you. I think this house was like a 1.5. It's now like a 2.5. You had that ugly tile up front, which was hideous. It really destroys. I think that's one of the elements that you should change right off the bat, because it's the wow factor when you walk in and it sets the mood. And if you change that and just maybe resurface the floors, you could get away with it, and don't spend too much money there. Focus on, functionality of the house, how much rent you can get out of it, how you can make it perfect for a family. I think that's the way to go. Now, here's the Arvin score. If you're a first-time home buyer, by the time you retire later on in your life, 80% of your net worth is going to be in your primary residence you live. That's just the statistics out there, okay? So if you buy a 10% better home in your first purchase, you carry that wealth from one house to the next house, and that equates to millions and millions of dollars down the road by the time you retire. Subscribe to the channel if you want to become a better at spotting flaws in residential real estate, so you'll buy a better home, you'll renovate a better home, you'll design a better home, your dream home, all that stuff. You can make significant impact to your net worth, probably the most valuable thing you can do this year for yourself. And if you want to see another YouTuber who's over-engineered his house and put a 25-foot diving swimming pool on his roof, watch this video. It's crazy. Thanks for subscribing. I'll see you guys in the comments. Take care.